Okay, this is the part 2. Part 2, we will discuss how to pre-process the data in Python. Okay, now we want to let you know. Last week we mentioned what is metadata， 我们叫后设资料或叫元数据，还有一个词叫什么？中继资料。有没有数发部讲的中继资料？你还记得吗 ？OK，metadata 后设资料，台湾翻的；元数据大陆翻的；中继资料政府翻的。好，这3个字我都希望你知道。好，那中继资料我怕你不知道怎么写，这样子。中继资料，中继资料，对 ，OK， 好，这是数发部翻的，那我们也提供，因为老师有帮数发部他们研发教材，那他们有一个法规指引说，标准要这样子翻。对，那坊间你看到这些就知道是同样的意思。OK，First, we will have some definitions of the data. Last time we mentioned in the building data， 我们在讲那个血糖 sugar 的时候，我们有讲过哈。Where is the source of the data? Where is the target? For example, the sugar baseline of the 1 year and to predict 1 year after what is the sugar. And total data may be 442. That's time we mentioned. And all columns is 10. And each attribute is short term and description of each attribute and the type. Sometimes it will be numeric standard deviation. Sum of square of each column totals equal to 1 is 归一化，就是有的时候它的权重会每个变数加总是为1，这个叫归一化。And then what is the target variable? So this part is all the metadata may be content covered. I want you give me some examples in the midterm exam. 就在期中考的时候，可能会请你列出5个，好，希望你可以列出来。But last time we mentioned. Okay, so today we want to start to design your own metadata. 这个是一个 example， 但我们今天就不做这个了啊。这个也是一个 example 啊。那我们做其他的哈。那同学们，这个往年的作业会特别讲哈。So sometimes you may spend some time to make up your to create your metadata and create a table. But today, this semester, we do not mention this part because we have more important part for this data set. So I want you to download this data set. This data set we want to do the data preprocessing is called bank data set. So where is it? Please go to here, chunk class. So this we do not do this one. We do no this one mixing value. Please download it. And following the steps, what I do. First, this is the metadata. Okay, because the metadata have to tell us what is the data resources. So please create a Word file. And now, yeah, a layout. So first, we want to do the metadata. Okay, first. So this data set is a bank data set. So how many attributes here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So totally 12 attributes. And how many instance data? Total number of instance. Later we will find. And then what is the target variable? This data set, the target variable is PEP. Did the customer buy the personal equipment after plan after the last mailing? Here. The attribute is called a PEP. PEP is the short term. Personal equipment plan is our target variable. Did the customer will buy 这种个人资产规划 ，for example, stock, currency, golden, something like that. 股票啊，基金哈。After last mailing， 上次我写信行销给他的时候，他最后会买。好 ，OK。那细节它的 attribute 有哪些呢？这些都是，而且要告诉我 ，first what is the attribute? Second, what is the meaning? Third, what is the types? So maybe we can pass this into here. 哦，它好像好板了。想用图片就可以缩小了。You save it as a figure, then you can combine together. Okay, this is all the attributes and the description and the types. And here we mentioned 3 parts. There are 3 parts is numeric, other parts is categories. Okay, now we know the data. First, ID is the unique identification of a number. So this part has to be deleted, right? Because when we do the analysis, ID has to be removed because 为什么我们要剔除 ID? Because between data, there is no chance to have the duplicated ID. 不会有重复的 ID， 所以没办法分析，没有人会跟你一样。You can't find the pattern because it's not repeatable. Repeatable. And age 是他的年龄 is numeric. Sex is male and female categorical. And the region 他住的区域 inner city, rural, suburb, town 4种啊。Income 是收入。And is the customer married? 这里是一个 Boolean value, yes or no. 他有几个小孩 number of children, numeric. Does the customer own the car? 他有车吗？Boolean value. Does the customer have a saving account? Boolean value. Does the customer have a current account? Boolean value. 这个是定存，一个是活存。And mortgage. Does the customer have a mortgage? 就是你有贷款的时候不动产抵押品 mortgage. And finally, we use these all the attributes. We use this X to predict PEP. So this is the X independent variable. PEP is the target variable. Now we will do the following things. First, we want to prepare to use the Python. And finally, we will know how many data here. So please start up your spider. So this part is metadata, but we still need the total number of instance data, okay? Okay, so remember, save us. 请存档在桌面，因为的档案在哪里，你的程式码就要在哪里。好，假设我放桌面 ，for example, I take it, save it as on the desktop. 2026, March 17. Okay, and remember, 记得 your data set have to move to the spam folder. For example, the default is the default file is in the download. So move the file to here. Then make sure your Python code and your data file is in the spam folder. Then we started to do the following things. First, please write down your name. Oh, my name is Ying Tu. And today's topic is about missing value. Pre-processing. Okay, first we want to import pandas here. And then we want to make the data set into, we want to load the data set. We use the td dot read CSV, right? And make the file name here. So you can go to the file and press the right button of the mouse and find the other important here, this content. Then we copy this part and put it into this grid. And run. And make sure the data set is here. Okay, we can find. The size will tell us how many instances here. There are 600 objects here and 12 attributes. So now we can back to here, tell the result is 600 objects. 600. Right? Okay. Waiting for you. Okay, are you ready? Okay, first we will use the code. We call that import here. Look at the metadata we use the import. So first, we can call that bank.import. Just like this. That is the information and told us which attribute have missing value, age, right, income, and married. And this is also have the data type here. Object means it's a string, nominal. Float means a numerate with 小数点 floating number. Okay, int is an integer, 整数. So there is three instances have the missing value. So we will have to change. We have to do something. Now I give the some note. Survey the data whether there is missing value. And the data type. Data type 就是 D type，D type。And then we will give you some note. For example, if you want to remove all the missing value objects. 好，我打 OBJ 就是 objects。如果你想要 remove all the missing value objects， 这边呢 there are three, right？ 好 ，the code 是这样子 ，use the drop NA， 所以我们这边就打 drop NA 这个函式。If you want to remove all the missing value, okay, I type it. I try it for you. I make it back one as the drop all the missing value. So this is pen to drop NA，记得还是要有这个哦哈。Bank drop NA，然后 assign 到 Bank One，那不会动到原来的。It will not affect the original because I assign to another new data frame. We call that Bank One. So you will see Bank One will only 597 because it have already removed the 3 missing values. 所以这个呢，就是让单笔直接 delete 啊，用的就是这个语法。OK， Okay, this is to remove all the information, all the missing values. But if you want to remove the column, for example, ID is useless, right? I told you ID is useless. Why? 因为没有人会跟你有一样的 ID because there won't be other data have the same ID. So what kind of the characteristic attribute could be removed? 怎么样的变数可以被移除 ？ID, school ID， 对不对？好，身份证这些是不是都是？只要你的资料序号没有人会跟你重复的那一种 ，there is no replicable with others. They cannot be find the same patterns, the rules, so it will be removed. 很重要哦，哈，期中考要写哦。什么情况要移除这种变数？就是它是没有人会跟你一样的，比如说 ID、学号、资料的序号这种 identity only your each instance have their own number, have their own value. 自己一个值跟别人都不会一样的 have to be removed. Understand? Yes. Because you appear in your midterm exam, so I will remind you. Here, for the ID is totally different because each instance will have different ID. So we want to delete this attribute. So how can we do? We will drop this column directly. So you can use this. Drop. This is 中括号 break here. Column name. Column name. 栏位名称 column name. And S6 equal 1. X6 equal 1 means S6 equal 1 means delete the column. While X6 equal 0, delete the data, the row. Row 就是那一笔资料。Okay, I'm making a note here. Okay. And here, in place equal true. What it means? In place equal true. Means directly directly replace the original data. Right. 就是取代原有的哈，不要重新新增。Okay, now we will start to do this. For example, I want to bank dot drop ID. The ID have to be identically the same with this with the same capitalized 是大小写一模一样。And I want to delete all the colors. So here, S6 equal 1 and in place equal 2. Then we run. Oh, sorry, 这个 freak 在这里。Drop 是一个 function. So now, this is a function includes 3 parts. First, color name. Second, access equal 0 or 1. The third part in place true or false. If you choose the false， 如果你选的是 false， 就会新增一个表格新的哈，但是这个是取代原来的，好，就带过去。好，我要 run 哦 ，execute and you will find it originally is 12 and it will become 11. It becomes 11, right? And the ID is removed, right? Okay, so please test this part here. OK， 我们叫做这个哈，先打一个2哈 ，we passed 哈，先教大家插入，好 ，you must be covered 哈，你这个数字要改变哈 ，cover 这个才是我们刚刚所教的内容。OK，we take a break。好，欠你的下。